Hello everyone, my name is Monica Bhushan and today we are starting Inverse Laplace Transform lecture number 2. So in today's class we are going to see the inverse Laplace transform of the form 1 by s to the power n plus 1. Okay, so if we remember that last class we had seen the reason of performing inverse Laplace transform, correct? That when we want to transform that frequency domain function back into time domain function, so for that we need Laplace inverse transformation. Okay, so today we are taking the function fs as 1 by s to the power n plus 1. So as you can see that we have two formula listed here. We'll just discuss these two formula. The Laplace inverse of 1 by s to the power n plus 1 gives us in time domain, it gives us t to the power n by factorial n when n is positive integer. Integer we know, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Even you can include a 0 also in this formula. So this is integer. There is no fractional values. Okay, and the second formula is for the same function fs, second formula in time domain is t to the power n divided by gamma n plus 1. So the numerator is same, t to the power n, only the difference you are finding here is gamma n plus 1, and the reason of using gamma is here my n will be fractional. So fractional, that means you can have n 1 by 2, maybe 3 by 4 or anything. So this kind of fraction if present in n, then we have to switch to this formula. Similar way, like we had seen in our Laplace transform class also, lecture number 7, that if we perform Laplace transform of t to the power n, we know that the answer is in frequency domain, answer will be factorial n divided by s to the power n plus 1. And one more formula was there where the numerator was gamma n plus 1 and the denominator was same, s to the power n plus 1. And again the reason behind these two different formula set was, in this case we had n as positive integer, correct? And for gamma we had n as positive fraction or negative fraction or negative integer, anything. So again, if we have to find gamma n, so we have two different cases for that. First case is gamma n is n minus 1 into gamma n minus 1, where n is positive fraction, correct? So 1 by 2 will be applicable here, 3 by 8 will be applicable here, maybe so on. Similarly, the second case is gamma n is gamma n plus 1 divided by n. So this formula will be useful when n is negative number. So we say that negative number, it could be your integer, it could be your fraction or anything. Okay, and these two ready-made formula we have, the straightforward gamma 1 is 1 and gamma half gives us under root pi. Okay, so we are starting with the question number 1. So first question is 1 by s cube. Okay, if I have the frequency domain function fs as 1 by s cube, and then we have to find Laplace inverse of this function fs. Okay, so if I will perform Laplace inverse, so finally my answer will be in t domain. Then after that we won't be having s, correct, in my answer. Okay, so this is what we are going to write this in the form of my formula. So the formula was what? So 1 by s to the power n plus 1. That means Laplace inverse of 1 by s to the power n plus 1 was giving us what? It was t to the power n divided by factorial n, correct? So now what we are doing? So just if it is s to the power 3, so we can write it as 1 by s to the power 2 plus 1. Okay, and then it is nothing but t to the power 2, just put n as 2, and this is factorial 2, and you are getting t square by 2. Factorial 2 is what? 2 into 1. So always remember that you have to put n here. Okay, so this is if n plus 1 and 3 is given, so 3 you have to relate with n plus 1. You don't relate 3 as n. Okay, this is not correct. So 3 is n plus 1, and then accordingly you will get that this is 1 minus you are going to do, and this is 2 plus 1. Okay, so we are starting now question number B, where my fs is 1 by s under root s plus 3 by s square under root s minus 8 by under root s. Okay, so before starting inverse Laplace transform, let's simplify the terms. Okay, so what is my first term? First term is 1 by s into s to the power 1 by 2, correct, under root s. And we know that if these two terms are getting multiplied, so power will get added. So it will be 1 plus 1 by 2, that is nothing but 1 by s to the power 3 by 2. So because of that only we have written the first term is 1 by s to the power 3 by 2. Similarly, for second term, what we have done, 3 we have taken out because of its constant, and we are writing 1 by s to the power 5 by 2. Again, the reason of 5 by 2 is what? This is nothing but 1 by s to the power 2 plus 1 by 2, 1 by s to the power 5 by 2. So this is done. And this is nothing but 8 is constant, so taken out. And then 1 by s to the power half. Okay, now we are just writing down Laplace inverse for each term. So till here I think there is no confusion. Now once we reach to this Laplace inverse, so what we have to do now, there are two steps to solve the question which is based on the form 1 by s to the power n plus 1. So for this form, the two steps are there. Very first step is what? Now we will be saying that the first step is find n. Okay, my first step is we have to first find n. See, I have seen students when they see this scenario 1 by s to the power 3 by 2, they write that n is 3 by 2. But this is not correct. Here the n is not 3 by 2. And what is the reason? Because see the general form. The form is what? We are finding out Laplace transform of 1 by s to the power n plus 1. This is not 1 by s to the power n. And this gives us t to the power n by factorial n if it is positive integer, or t to the power n by gamma n plus 1 if it is if n is fraction. Okay. So what we are going to do, we are going to relate this 1 by s to the power n plus 1 with this 1 by s to the power 3 by 2. 1 by s to the power 3 by 2. This gives what? N plus 1 is nothing but 3 by 2. So n is 3 by 2 minus 1, that is 1 by 2. So we wanted to find what is n. My n is for first term, just first term we are talking about, n is half. Okay, so what next? If I got my first term, so there is the second part also. First step is done. I got what is my n. Once I got my n is half, that means n is fraction. So I'm going to choose this formula. Right, I'm not going to choose this formula, and this formula will be applicable when n is just the integer. If it was s to the power 3, s to the power 2, so why to go for gamma scenario? So now I understood that I have to pick this formula. So I'm going to put the value in my t domain function ft, correct? Ft is what? T to the power n by gamma n plus 1, and my n is 1 by 2. So the numerator is 1 by 2. And the denominator is n is 1 by 2 plus 1. So this is nothing but t to the power half by gamma 3 by 2. So if you will see here, what we have also written down, this is the numerator part is done. T to the power half. Whatever n you will get, that will be your t to the power, that part will be there in your numerator. Just in my second step, we have to find the value of gamma. We have to solve it. Once we will get the answer of gamma, then we are done with this first step's inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so I have to find gamma 3 by 2. So gamma 3 by 2, now we are doing the second step. What is gamma 3 by 2? Now, for the second step, here we have to see. So what we are saying that when n is positive fraction, then this formula we have to use. When n is negative, any number, because I mean this is either integer or fraction, then this formula we have to use. But straightforward, we have to use this first formula, right? So this is what, this is gamma n. My n is 3 by 2. If n is 3 by 2, so they are writing down that 3 by 2 minus 1 into gamma 3 by 2 minus 1. So 3 by 2 minus 1 gives me how much? This is 1 by 2. And then gamma 1 by 2. And we know that gamma 1 is 1 and gamma half is under root pi. So here under root pi. So we got the denominator is under root pi by 2. Right, this is your under root pi by 2. Since the denominator is this, so this is divided by 2 has gone up. So 2 under root t by under root pi. So we got this first step, first term. Now similarly same pattern, I mean we have to follow to find the Laplace inverse of my second term. So very first thing is what? We have to start with step 1. Step 1 says us to find what is my n. So now I have to write down what is my n. So here what I have to do? To find n, I have to compare 1 by s to the power n plus 1. That means this general formula I have to compare with 1 by s to the power 5 by 2. 1 by s to the power 5 by 2. So this is n plus 1 is 5 by 2. So n will be how much? 5 by 2 minus 1. This is 3 by 2. So I got my n as 3 by 2 for my second term. My n is 3 by 2. So what is my second step? I have to solve gamma, and I have to put the value of n by 2 in my t domain function. That is nothing but your right hand side. So right hand side is t to the power n by gamma n plus 1. Why I am writing gamma n plus 1? Because 3 by 2 again is the fraction. So if it is a fractional value, so I have to use this formula. So t to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 plus 1 gives me 5 by 2. So gamma 5 by 2. So you will see that here t to the power 3 by 2. This 3 was just a constant and gamma 5 by 2. And what we have to do, the second step what we are following is I have to solve this gamma 5 by 2. So if my gamma is 5 by 2, so again we have to see which formula I have to use. So gamma 5 by 2. 5 by 2 is again my positive fraction. So again this first formula only we are going to use. So gamma 5 by 2 will give me how much? It is nothing but n minus 1. So 5 by 2 minus 1 and then gamma n minus 1. So gamma 5 by 2 minus 1. So this is nothing but 3 by 2 gamma 3 by 2. So we got, just now we solved what is my gamma 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 into gamma 3 by 2 was what? 1 by 2 into under root pi. So this is 1 by 2 into under root pi. So this is nothing but 3 by 4 and the numerator is having under root pi also. So you will see the same thing here. 3 was just, we are copying it here, and then t to the power 3 by 2 can be written as t into under root t, or you can leave that way also. Both are okay. And the denominator is 3 divided by 4, correct? 3 divided by 4 into under root pi. So instead of this, if I write down 3 divided by 4 will go up and 3 gets cancelled. So 4 and then divided by pi, under root pi. So we are done with this. Now I have to find that 1 by s to the power 1 by 2. Okay. So in this case again we will be following the same method. This is, we have to find what is my n. So what is my new n here? So again I am going to relate 1 by s to the power n plus 1 is nothing but 1 by, this is nothing but 1 by s to the power half. That means n plus 1 is 1 by 2. So n is how much? 1 by 2 minus 1. That means this is minus 1 by 2. So n is minus 1 by 2. So for second step, what we have to write? This is nothing but t to the power n by gamma n plus 1. And my n is minus 1 by 2. And the denominator is minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So if I am writing down it here, so it is nothing but t to the power minus half divided by gamma 1 minus half is 1 by 2. So we know that gamma half is nothing but under root pi. So we are done with this step. And what we are writing down here, whenever you got n, just put on the numerator and you are free with the numerator. Just we have to calculate gamma, and when once you calculated gamma, your answer has come. So 8 is just present here. This is t to the power minus half. You may leave here only, or if you want to put it into the denominator, it will be because of minus half, it will come into denominator, it will be t to the power half. And then this is nothing but under root pi. So here till now, I mean, we are done with the answer. Just after that one line is there that we are just taking common from all those terms. So 2 by under root pi is common in all those three terms, and this is under root t plus 2 we have taken. So 2t into under root t minus 2 taken. So 4 by under root t. So if you find this class useful, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.